rightly quoted by Pillay, success is no accident. It's hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love what you're doing. Hi friends, today we are going to meet an young IT entrepreneur, successful entrepreneur in our show Crossroads. When we say about Goa, mostly that comes to our mind is tourist destination. It always gives a relaxed mind setup for vacations. But that's not its limit. Probably when we deeply think about it, we can see startups thriving its way despite its odds, all the other things. So, the company Deeper in Goa has started with five different people who have come together to start the company, which are basically for designing and developing apps or the website for the startups. And they became an entrepreneur, and now they got 50 people in their company, and around they are spread across three countries, that's in Toronto, London, and Goa. It speaks about really the success story of them. In a short span of around 3 years, they've succeeded with this limit. And we have with us from there Mr. Joshua Silvera from Deeper, Goa, who is actually a young, successful entrepreneur possessing versatile skills, I would say, because he was a student of psychology, entered into arts in advertising and public relations, and now he is a successful IT entrepreneur, I would say. We are pleased to welcome you, Mr. Joshua.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, welcome. And can you just briefly introduce about your company that you have started earlier?
Okay. So basically, I'm one of the co-founders of Deeper. As ma'am mentioned earlier, we are a web development and design startup in Goa, situated out of Panjim. As mentioned, we have our offices in Toronto and in London as well. We are just 2.5 years old.
I have mentioned more, I think. Okay.
Yeah, 2.5 years old actually. We'll be completing 3 years in October this year. And we have around 50 people globally. In Goa itself, we have around 40 of us in Goa.
Okay.
And in offices in Toronto and London, we have the rest.
Where it started first?
The idea was born in Toronto, in Canada.
Okay.
Yeah, so one of our co-founders, Chris, and our main founder, Luke Sequeira, came up with the idea in Toronto. He came down to Goa and he sat with a few of the other co-founders, Aprukshet and Castellano Pereira. They sat together and then they decided to bring this concept of IT startup in Goa.
Yeah.
I actually joined in after this idea was formed. I joined in not as the position I am in right now, but I actually joined in as a content writer actually for him.
So because you're from that background.
Yeah, I was from that background. So like as you mentioned, I have a psychology degree in bachelor's and my master's in advertising and public relations. Yeah. So I joined as a content writer, and I really had a passion for coding, for development, for websites, website development. So I basically just started fixing the website which I was writing content for.
Okay.
There were a lot
So you have started developing website simultaneously when we are doing it.
Yeah, when I was doing content. I started like fixing the website, I started coding. And I think that's from where the entire idea of developing in Goa. The idea
you do development?
Yes, do development as well. The entire idea of development, the entire idea of project managing sites for our clients, stuff like that. Like it just was born from there.
Your designing of your website was really amazing because it's simple and so nice. It was like so we were actually very shy. We were like so amazed to see such a wonderful site actually.
I think that too would be.
And your content was also really awesome. That you all are co-founders for the startups and you are calling yourself entrepreneurs for the clients.
Yeah, so basically what we do is we work with a number of startups. We prefer working with startups rather than larger corporates, just because we like the game of startups, basically. It's very interesting. It's very challenging. Basically, like we have new challenges every time we have a new client. So we like working with startups. coming to the design of our site,
yes,
I think that is owed to our other co-founder who's in London, Hannah Bain.
Okay.
Yeah, she's like an amazing designer, basically.
Oh,
she joined our team just a few months after this concept was born, basically. And she joined in, and like she has an amazing sense of design and the way she does things. Yeah. We also happened to stumble upon really good Goan talent. Like the entire site, basically the deeper site, was actually designed by a Goan, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was reviewed by Hannah and stuff. And yeah, so
even the content was done by them.
Content was done more by Luke and
Okay.
yeah, these guys. But yeah, so basically we were just like really fortunate, I would say, to stumble upon really good Goan talent as well over here.
Okay,
And
so you're feeling good that your business is good right now.
Yeah.
Okay, you're satisfied with the growth of your company.
Yes, that's why. Like, I know there are a lot of areas which I feel our company can really grow, and I believe like the startup game is all about change. It's all about finding those small errors, the small faults in whatever you do, whichever process. It can be development process, it can be design process, it can be project management. Like finding those small faults and just keeping on improving it. Like the whole startup game is not something that like you say, okay, fine, this is what we have found and this is what works. This is going to work forever. Like every month you have to keep improving, have to keep changing, have to keep updating, because technology is like that, like
changing.
just changes
that's
too
really
fast.
true. Like
Yeah.
so what's this basically, this concept called startups?
Okay.
Or this is only related to IT, or it's a general concept?
No. Startups is basically a general concept. It can be used for IT, it can be used for any industry, so to say. Basically, startups is more of a term used for companies that have just been formed and that are just coming up or that are just growing.
Okay.
A startup can be in its in the startup phase for even a few years, until and unless it has actually got a sizable amount of money coming in, flow, so until it is actually established and it becomes a proper corporate. But startups are mostly a general term
Who are
used
the
for.
general investors like to start up? Because you all have raised to $180,000.
Yeah.
We've seen.
$180,000 is for Fleet Rover.
Yes,
That's
Fleet Rover.
actually another company. So to give you a brief of Fleet Rover was a product which came in to Deeper.
Okay.
So it was one of the products we were working on Deeper. In Deeper, sorry. And during this time, we just built an amazing product, and we saw that it can actually go out and form its own company on its own. So that's when we moved Fleet Rover from being a product of Deeper to a separate company. Yeah. So
it was basically a system.
Yeah, it was basically a product. Of Deeper.
Okay. It was meant for fleet management.
Yeah, it is meant for fleet management.
Okay.
So Fleet Rover went on, and it collected, it became like a whole company, and then that's where we got the investment in for Fleet Rover.
Okay.
Deeper, on the other hand, interesting, is not funded at all. Deeper is bootstrapped.
Started.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just bootstrapped, and like we were getting in money from the clients, and we were funding our own expenses.
Okay.
So till today we have not got any investment in for Deeper.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're managing on your own.
Yeah, we are
like-
self-funded.
Okay. Now, what drives you into this particular field? Because prior to that, you have some other experience. Can you share with us? And what made you to come into this?
Yeah. To be honest, actually, I feel like even for whoever, like whatever drives you is basically like your passion to do something.
Yes.
Even though I have a psychology background and an advertising background, I really had this passion for websites, for coding, for developing, for stuff like that. Like I really was very, how do you say, like focused on the computer side of things. I think I owe it to my dad, because my dad was a computer technician actually.
Oh, no wonder I think you landed up there.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, like my dad was a computer technician, so I really liked like computers and like I was,
because
like,
you
pretty
have some
tech-savvy.
media experience, no?
Yeah, I have a little bit of like advertising and PR was all the media experience like I had.
Prudent, you have worked at.
I worked at Prudent, yeah, for an internship for 1 month actually. 1 or 2 months, yeah.
That was on which media? It was on.
It was actually more of a research. I was actually put on research actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to go to a bunch of advertising companies and get information from them.
Okay.
but like I think I really had the drive and the passion to get into the tech field.
Okay.
Even though I had another background altogether.
Mm-hmm.
The things that like I really enjoyed psychology. That's why I took up the field.
Okay.
But I think like even though people say that, oh, you know, what you have studied has gone waste.
Yes.
I really
No.
honestly don't feel it has gone waste at all,
Waste.
because like I hire a lot of people, a lot of local
Yes.
talent. I think my background in psychology has really come
Will
in
help
handy.
even to convince clients.
Yes,
It is
exactly.
helping.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, it helps me in all my dealings basically on how we even manage the company, how I manage the people under us,
Especially
and stuff.
human
Yes,
resources.
yes,
Okay, okay, okay.
especially human
So
resources.
yeah, because you need to work with team.
Yes.
Then you need to convince the team members
exactly,
also.
yeah.
Okay.
So the way we convey their thinking, how they think and stuff, it has really helped me.
Okay.
So like I feel like whoever has a drive to do anything, you can do whatever you want, no matter what your background.
That's exactly
really
we
is.
got you, because your
Yeah.
success story is really good and
Yeah.
wonderful for our audience to think about also.
Yeah.
Because even you can come from different backgrounds.
Yes, you can.
And whatever is your passion will
Yes.
one day be
That is-
really a success story.
Yes.
And can you just tell us what is your unique idea for your business that you're following?
To be totally honest, I would say our unique idea is just do what you love doing.
Okay,
I
that's
think
nice.
I think that's the only thing what we move on. Even our hiring, whoever we hire, we see that the person has passion. The person is
Mhm.
actually driven to achieve something, and then we hire the person.
Okay.
Like there are a lot of people who have come to us with high qualifications, and like toppers and stuff have come
Okay.
to our application, but we have actually rejected them.
Okay, so rank
Yeah.
doesn't mean for
Rank
you
doesn't
probably.
mean exactly doesn't actually, because there are people who have like been average,
Mhm.
but when we see their work, when we see how
Mhm.
much passion they have to actually do things, it's
Exactly.
amazing.
That
And
is where
yeah.
the startups are actually
Yes.
motivating them,
Yeah.
the students, because we had the same problem for our MCA students when
Yeah.
they could pass out, because the top companies are asking like cutoffs. So
Yes.
you should be having 60%,
Yeah.
55%.
Yeah, we don't do
but
that.
we know those students are really good
Yeah.
in doing practical things.
Yes.
So again, they have been employed by startups
Yeah.
this time, and they were really doing well
Yeah.
in whatever they are taking it up like.
Yeah.
So how we can balance it, or what you feel that students should be having apart from their academics? Or
Yeah. I believe especially when we hire, especially
Mhm.
when I go on for
IT.
hiring sprees and stuff, one thing we look for, and I think this is the most important thing that we look for, is their drive.
Okay.
How passionate they are about anything.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, it's funny, but I even see if a person is passionate about anything. It doesn't have to be related to even development or design.
Okay.
Even if someone comes up to me for an interview and I ask them, what are you passionate about? And if they tell me I'm passionate about gardening,
Okay.
give you a very brief example, gardening.
Uh-huh.
I ask them questions about gardening.
Okay.
How do you garden? What do you do? What do you like doing? And
That's
stuff like
really
that.
nice.
Yeah, I ask them those kind of questions because I believe what drives a person is their passion.
Okay.
No matter what you have
They
studied,
should have
what you have done.
deep knowledge on
Yes,
what they are
yeah.
talking about.
So it's the same thing for any stream. Like if you really are say want to become an engineer,
Mhm.
or you want to become an IT professional,
Mhm.
are you becoming an IT professional because you think it pays you a lot, or
Mhm.
are you doing it because you really want to do it and you have that passion to do it?
Okay.
Because if you have that passion to do it, you will research, you will go on blogs, you will
Yes,
find out
that's
things,
true.
you will do things which really drive you, and that's what everyone is looking for. That's
Yeah.
what we are looking for as companies, as startups, to hire
That's
passionate
really
individuals.
good, because
Yeah.
sometimes they take it because parents told. That's
Yeah.
how I came, or my friends
Yeah.
have taken up.
Yeah.
That's how I've come up like this way.
Yeah.
So that should not be the case. Now, can you just tell us what's your team strength in terms of numbers or the expertise? What type of expertise you are having?
Expertise, we have resources from masters, MCA
Mhm.
students. We
Mhm.
have BA pass outs as well, who are
Oh.
project managers.
Okay.
We have BE pass outs, we have ME pass outs.
Okay.
We have basically all kinds of expertise. We have even we have a developer who is pretty experienced, who is a BCom pass out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So possessing some other skill.
Yes.
Probably.
So we, in full honesty, do not, as I mentioned, do not look at what you have
What
qualified.
degree,
Yeah,
yeah.
what degree you have.
Okay.
In terms of strength, our developers, we have around 25 developers, 25 to 30 developers, and
That's Very pretty good.
That's a big.
Okay, I think one among them is our student. Now you have taken them for
internships. Yeah.
Yes.
We also have we have like 4 to 5 interns interning in our company. Our project manager strength is around 10 of us in project management.
Okay.
Operations, we have five people in operations, and in designers we have around 6.
Okay. So that's pretty good, I think. Okay. Now, do you feel that career in IT is there still, or another 5 years also down the lane? It is there, the growth is there in the field of IT?
Yes, I do feel that there's a lot of growth in IT, and I do feel there's a lot of scope for IT as well.
What numbers you have started and you reached 50 now, your team strength?
Oh,
we started. Good match, I think, because yours are 2.5 years old company.
Yeah. We started off with, in the beginning, with 3 of us.
Oh. So now it has grown to?
Yeah, nearly 50.
Yes, so I think that also speaks about the career growth in IT.
Yeah. I think IT has a lot of scope, not only in website development, but even in technology.
Okay.
I believe there's so much technology out there, so IT has a huge, massive scope basically. It's not only in web development, it's not only in app development. It's also in engineering and technology and hardware. There's just so much growth for
you have
IT.
Engineers in your...
Yes, we have a lot of engineers in our
What's
company.
that they do have a special qualification as additional skills that an engineers will be possessed from the normal computer applications or the normal IT guys?
I believe engineers, whom we have at least, make excellent project managers.
Okay.
The reason being that I think engineers are programmed, so to say, to think in a structure, in structural format. They always follow a process in how they think. You cannot put one thing before the other in engineering. You always have to follow a particular process in engineering.
So that will help.
Yeah, and I think so that's what helps them. At least in our company, some of our best project managers are engineers actually.
Okay, well. So the scope is there.
Yeah.
Over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even for ETC students, there are we have a few ETC students who are really good project managers. ETC. Yeah, electronics and telecommunication.
Okay, telecommunication engineers. Okay, that's nice, I think.
Yeah.
Can you just tell, because you're from an arts background, is your art skill helping out in this profession?
Yeah, definitely.
In what way, can you just tell us?
So, as I mentioned, I'm a BA pass out in psychology.
Yes.
When I was studying psychology, I really loved psychology a lot because I loved knowing how people think, the way they think, their patterns, thought processes, stuff like that. So I think even whatever I grasped during my studying, during my graduation, I think I'm using it a lot in what I do over here. Managing a team of around 50 people is not easy at all because it's pretty large. But if you come to know how people think, the way they behave, I think it makes it much easier for me. So it has definitely helped me my my graduation in psychology. Also, I did my MA in advertising and PR.
Yes.
So the way I deal with clients, the way I portray our company, from a PR point of view, also it has helped me in that area as well.
Okay. So just looking at the current scenario, do you feel that the system is going well, whether it could be academics or apart from that also? So anything else is required from the students' point of view, that they have to do something extra to develop their skills?
I definitely think there's a lot students can do to develop their skills. As I mentioned, if they like doing something, then they will start researching, they will start reading up, they'll just be updating their information.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say...
What ways we can do this type of things?
Yeah.
Employability skills and other stuff they are calling.
Yeah.
Do you believe in that, or how this can be proceeded?
In full honesty, I don't actually believe in going for multiple courses and doing multiple... I'm not saying don't do it. It is very much needed to do courses and stuff.
Unless you are not self-motivated, I think.
Exactly.
We have to do this
exactly.
type of things.
The person, I think so when a student is choosing their career path, the first question they should ask is, am I going to be happy doing what I am doing? Okay. Suppose I want to be an engineer. Am I going to be happy doing whatever an engineer has to do?
Okay, well.
Okay, if your answer to that question is yes, I am going to be happy, then go ahead. When you're in academics, you have your academic schedule, whatever, and you're studying and all. But the person has to also keep in touch with the latest trends which are happening in the industry. Because you can't expect the academics to keep on updating themselves every month. Because technology changes that fast, but academics cannot change that fast. It is not possible. By the time they come into the textbooks, it's at least 3 or 4 years old, technology.
That's correct.
So the students, I believe, have to update themselves. It can be in IT, it can be in technology, it can be in food and beverages, whatever stream students take. So in whatever stream students take, they have to keep reading up on the latest blogs, latest trends. They basically the internet has everything now. So you just on your phone, there's on your phone there are apps which update you on the latest blog posts which come. So you can just follow whatever topic you want to follow. So if it's IT, you can just follow IT, and then you get all the latest trends which are coming, and just keep yourself updated. Research, spend at least, I would say, half an hour a day, half an hour to 1 hour at least per day, just sitting in front of the internet and researching on something that you really love doing.
So that will actually help them to
and work on it.
About.
Because I remember even before I joined the company, I liked development. So I kept reading on about stuff, and then I just used to sit on my computer and just randomly code stuff. Just for fun. It's not something that I was getting paid to do or anything, but I just love doing it. It's the same way, if you love doing something, then you are going to.
That's one way, it's like that what you're mentioning, that I don't expect anything back from it. That's the thing now happening, students sometimes feel like, okay, what am I going to get back in return? This is one thought. I think it will, in a long run, I think in future it might be really helping them in their career.
Definitely.
That's nice, Joshua. Now, can you just tell us what you would like to tell or address our people, our students who are going to be future IT experts? I can believe them. Would like to do, and what type of area in IT especially is in need now? So whether it could be e-commerce or it could be any other field that they can focus now. What you as an IT industry persons are looking out from the students?
I think students have to find what they really like. It's not much about what the industry has to offer. It's more about what you really love doing. I believe if I had one message for the students, it would be find that area what you're passionate about. Just find it, no matter what. Spend even a few hours trying out different things, but find what you are passionate about. And once you find that area that you're really passionate about, just keep working towards it. Just keep reading stuff. If you're really passionate about it, you will just love reading stuff, learning new things. And trust me, you don't have to find the job will find you.
That's really nice, I think so, for them. So thanks for coming here and accepting our invite.
Thank you,
and spending your valuable time. I know that you're a very busy person and it's very difficult to get you. So it's nice to have a wonderful time with you.
It was great to be
here. It really helps the viewers, I think so, especially the students also, to think what they can spend in their now, because they have just finished their exams. So they can just start with reading what they can do it, and how can they update themselves also to before they choose the career, because after choosing the career, I think it's a little difficult to come back and change it, because once when they are in college, it's very difficult to come back. So it was a really loving message from you, and I hope that viewers would have enjoyed it really, because your success story has spoken a lot. You have a good teamwork and your company, and it really helps other people to know about you. That's the specialty. Thank you, viewers, and we had a wonderful time with Mr. Joshua Silvera, who had spent his valuable time with us in sharing this success story, and I'm sure that somebody would have got this idea of how it can be and how a passion can drive us to our career. Thank you.